Okay, well, good morning and welcome to the Seneca County Board of Commissioner meeting. Today's Thursday, June 27th, 2024. It's 10 a.m. and this is our regular board session. Open with the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, prayer. Any commissioners want to?
Sure, I'll take it.
Take it?
Dennis, you
Schuff
want?
has his prayer. Thank you.
Please pray with me. Dear Lord, please help to guide us and give us direction here as we go to discuss affairs and business here with the county. Please help us to do your will. Please help us to work together here for solutions for our constituents and residents. And please help us to do the best we can. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Roll call.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Here.
Commissioner Schuff?
Here.
Commissioner Frankert?
Here. So at this time, I will accept a motion to approve the digital audio recordings of the previous board session on Thursday, June 20th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, roll call?
Commissioner Frankert?
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes. So we'll jump right in. We have Brian Glover on the agenda to give us the Healthy Aging Grant update. Commission of Aging, whatever you want. You have the floor. Give us the
Thank you.
because it's always good.
It is good news. Believe it or not, it's been almost 9 months now, October, when we got this rolling. But things have gone better than I had expected. The state came up with this kind of, it was one of those deals where they were putting stuff out before the ink was even dry. And originally, our involvement, we were looking for funding for a new transportation van that was not part of ODOT. Just wanted to stay away from that. Didn't find out till after the fact that this grant precluded capital improvements, except by an exemption. I talked to ODA about that. They said, no, we're not giving out many exemptions, but you can try anyway. So we did, and we got it. So right off the bat, we started we were pretty pleased. What I thought was interesting was, I asked them, I said, well, what format or what guidance do you have for applying for the exemption? And they said, well, we don't have any, we kind of like this, and this. So we went ahead and put something together, sent it in. And about a month after we were approved, I got a template back that looked awfully familiar to the exact same thing we had just sent into them. So I don't think they had planned on giving any exemptions, but we got one. So that took care of that problem right off the bat. There were set-asides within the grant. 50% of the grant was set aside for different categories. Nutrition was one, and that is our, that's our jam right there. We do nutrition better than anybody. Housing and technology. And 50% of the entire grant was set apart into those categories. The nutrition, believe it or not, a lot of the counties are struggling with this right now, because I'm sure you guys have never run into this, but sometimes they give you this one-time money, and you have to be able to figure out how to build up a program that isn't going to have money for it in a year.
We run into
I kind of thought you might.
many times. Yeah.
So that's what a lot of the counties are struggling with now, is how do you increase your meal service without knowing in September that it's going to end. In Seneca, we're very fortunate that years ago when we merged with Mercy Mobile Meals, we have the 4-fee meal program. So there is never not a meal available. If we are all out of donation-based spots, then someone can pay the cost of the meal, which is $3.50. We send them a bill at the end of the month, and they send that in. We actually have more people that have signed up for that versus the donation-based spots, because they want to make those available for others, or it's Seneca County, they just want to pay their meals.
It's crazy. How many meals do you a year?
Last year, we did about 263,000 meals in Seneca and the surrounding, because we provide for the surrounding counties too. It's crazy, and they're all done here in Seneca. We don't sub them out to anybody else. They're out on Huron Street.
Can you just back up and give us what was the grant, how much money was the grant, and then keep going?
Yeah, the grant was given to the counties for senior services. It was ARPA money that it was restricted to those 60 plus for the counties for additional services. with the 50% that was set for the set-asides had to be in those areas. Everything else was supposed to keep with the or the Ohio Department of Aging strategic plan for senior services. 88 counties, there were 88 different ways of doing it. Some of the commissioners kept it and tried to administer it themselves. Others subbed it out to the area agencies. Others let local organizations take care of it. And again, we were originally interested in trying to get some funding for a van. We ended up doing the whole thing. It's gone, it's exceeded.
How much did we?
Oh, I'm sorry, 200, originally it was 229,000, and they give an extra 3, something like that.
So you had 233,000.
233,000.
To do what you're talking about.
To do it, 50% of it had to go to the ones that, the categories I mentioned. Everything else went into different things, and I was just gonna do a rundown real quick to give you, because the money expires. So in September 30th, if it's not done, it's gotta go back to the state. We're gonna be done at the end of this month, which is a good thing. Just to give you an idea, I mentioned nutrition in the 4-fee meal program. What we were able to do, and this is, to the best of my knowledge, we're the only ones that were able to do this. The money that was set aside for that, we were able to actually use to pay for the individuals who were paying for their 4-fee meals. And I believe I sent you guys an email yesterday, just to give you an idea. Those invoices like that go out every month all over the county. Since October, we've been sending them like that. We just got another $3,000, give or take, and we're gonna put that all into meals. So we had stopped in May, and then we'll be able to do it again in June to pay for those meals. So basically, individuals who were paying the $3.50 just got a zero balance invoice in the mail saying it was paid for through the Healthy Aging Grant, which has been fantastic. I mean,
That's awesome.
it's, yeah, because it's,
Sure that brightens somebody's day.
yeah, and you know, it's one thing when it's going to an entity, but when it's going to Joe or Steve or Bill, or it's going to an actual person, I don't know, I like that kind of stuff. But the nutrition, also, we were able to help through grants, the Fostoria Senior Center. They do a small nutrition program there. It's very small, but we were able to give them a grant of, the original grant was $3,000, and then I think we were able to give them another $500 for, they do like a once a month kind of thing over there, and we were able to help with that. The housing has been, because they kind of threw it out there like that, housing, and everything else, you could do rent subsidies, you could do all kinds of different things. Well, the Commission on Aging has a chore program. For about the last 20 years, we've been able to help with home repairs, different things like that. And there's just so much there. So what we've been able to do with the home, or with the home set aside, is assist individuals with larger home repairs. Furnaces, water heaters, a lot of air conditioner repair, but we started this way back at the first of the year. What has been really encouraging to me is it's not been, anytime you say something about Seneca County, you think of two places, Tiffin and Fostoria. And it always seems like the focus of services are in those two areas because that's where our populations are at. But we've been able to do a lot of really cool stuff in the nether region. If you think about it, Seneca County goes almost over to Bellevue. In fact, you can see, from one of the houses we worked on, you can see that railroad tracks there in Bellevue from that house. Flat Rock. We've been able to really do some really cool stuff. We did 2 furnace replacements over towards the Bellevue direction, and they're just older homes. The one lady was 82 years old, had an old fuel oil furnace. We were able to get in there and replace that furnace. I wanted to point out one of the, a lot of times when you do grants, they'll ask you, were there unexpected problems in administering this grant? And we did have one with home repair. When we started out early on, we have it at different times, but over the years, we've kind of gotten away from doing in-house furnace replacement and water heater replacement. So we've been subbing it out for years. And we use local contractors to go in and do it. And when we started this way back the first year, we would say, we got a water heater that needs replaced, or we got a furnace that needs replaced. And we would send the contractor in, and I was getting the invoices back, and I'm like, water heater, that should be about $2,000. $350 on here, what's the deal? Well, they were going in and they were like, well, it doesn't need replaced, it just needs repaired. And so they were repairing them, and so our dollars were coming in a lot lower, our expenses were coming in a lot lower. And I'm like, how many other places, if you like tell a contractor to go in and replace a water heater, they're gonna say, no, it's a $250 module, we don't need to replace it, it's a thermocouple. So we were really kind of tickled about that. But we have been able to do a lot of air conditioning repairs, and furnace repairs. We've done some toilets, storm doors, some minor things like that. We've done 1 or 2 ramps. We don't do those as much as we used to, but we want to get those done as well. We just finished up with a window air conditioner program, and we did that in Tiffin and Fostoria and in a lot of rural areas out in the county, putting in window air conditioners for seniors. In fact, I think we just finished the last 3 yesterday. We got 2 pallets of air conditioners.
I love it.
Yeah, well, but we did the one lady last week, and we had to set up some safeguards so that these air conditioners were not ending up out at the flea market on Saturday. So one of the deals is our installers have to go, I got 3 guys that work for me that's what they do, is chore stuff, and they have to go in and physically install them in the client's bedroom or living room. And they did a little old lady just outside of town here, just over by Republic. And Jim told me, he said, Brian, when I opened the door, it felt like I was opening an oven. Because they've got to keep it all sealed up because they're, a little paranoid anyway, but they opened that door up and he said the heat just hit him. So we're really, really pleased to be able to get those all out. Technology. This was one, again, 88 counties, 88 different ways that they've been trying to do it. A lot of them are doing classes and things like that. We opted for the more practical thing, and I partnered with Bascom Communications. And Bascom Communications does a rental or a lease program for routers for individuals to get their internet, their rural internet access. And we were able to do kind of a subsidy where they use part of the grant money, about $23,000, to offset that. So they were getting their router paid for free for the last year. They did some classes, they did some tech support stuff. They had a workbench where I hate to say this, but my mom calls me. That's why I had to put my phone on vibrate. My mom calls me probably once a week. So my computer's making a funny noise, and what do I do? And I'm like, Mom, they want my credit card number. Should I put that in there now? And probably once a week I'm talking her through something, but they did a help desk there in Bascom where if they just pulled their computer, they'd bring it in. And I talked to the one lady this morning. She said a couple times we just sent the guys out to get it, so they were able to help them through that. Did you guys get the email I sent this morning? I just got it from if you get a chance to watch that video was really neat that they did. So the technology piece was covered there. We were really excited about everything. They did training classes. They had 21 individuals sign up for the training class, which was pretty cool. Transportation, again, we were able to do, and we actually started this way back in October. Our funding only accounts for so many transportation trips a year. Everything beyond that comes out of the money that we raise in other areas. We were able to use part of that transportation money in the Healthy Wellness to continue transportation above and beyond, particularly over January, February, and March, when all the other funding was kind of running out and everybody wanted to go to the doctor. The vehicle, again, our original purpose was to secure funding for a vehicle. That should be here within the next 2 weeks. We're really excited about that. It's a handicap vehicle. I've got to be honest, I'm surprised they really did it because they told me they weren't going to give out any exemptions, so put a feather in their cap.
Working for you, that's what they did.
Oh, that was it. They didn't want me coming down and trainings. Over the years, Alan Irian, the Commissioner on Aging, has had a crazy history, but we've been able to work with Alan Irie, especially in the last 10 years, to do some different things. We were able to give a $20,000 grant to Alan Irie through the Healthy Wellness for different trainings. Again, it's not just knowing what you can do, but what you don't, what you're good at, but what you're not good at. I'm not a trainings guy. I don't like trainings. I get bored. Regular crafts. I'm not a crafty guy. That's what they do, and they're very good at it, and they've got just a great center out there. So we were able to work together. They're doing some cardio drumming, something. Okay, does that sound about right? Some Tai Chi, some different things like that, matter of balance kind of stuff, which is extremely important. I'm not good at it, so it's much better to let somebody who knows what they're doing. I'd hate to see how this seniors get all tied up trying to follow me through that. But that took care of about $20,000 there. Where we stand right now, we have about $4,000 or $5,000 left, give or take, that was set aside for administration. What we've been able to do is, because we've been able to fold these into programs that we're either already doing or we could just do it, we have not had to use any of the dollars at all for administration. So that $4,000 or $5,000 that remains, we're going to put back into the meals program and do additional meals for seniors who are paying for them now. So they'll get a credit in June and should go into July until it's finally done. So we should be, depending on when it clears the books, should be completely finished with it the end of July. I have a report due next week on the 10th, or not next week on the 10th, but on the 10th. That'll take it down to like $3,000 or $4,000, I'm thinking, and then I'll have one more to do, finish up by September. But that's how it's going. It's going very well. I've been very pleased. The state's been very pleased. I did get a call from the state auditor's office regarding how we were recording all this and how it went through, and working with Julie, and got them all taken care of, and they seem to be happy, and everything looks good. So any other questions I can answer for you? Anything?
Nice work.
We were excited to be able to do it. It worked out really, really well. Again, Seneca's a different county, and I mean that in a good way. I mean that in a good way, because I work a lot with Richland County, I work with all the surrounding counties, and I see kind of, I don't want to say aimlessness, but they kind of wander. And it was nice to, we had a direction, a clear cut, what we wanted to do, and we got it done. Now we can take the rest of the summer off.
Something like that, right?
This is great.
Well, just getting the grant submitted, because it was like a 7-day turnaround. I mean, it was-
Yep.
Renee kind of got.
Yeah, Renee, yeah.
Renee and Barb have been
Yeah.
fantastic.
I know it was a quick turnaround, and we got everything submitted timely, and
It was kind of one of those things where okay, go ahead and submit it, and then we'll point out what you did wrong later, because they did not have a guideline for this, and even now, they've been like the extra $3,000 or $4,000. It's just other counties aren't spending it, or they miscalculate. It's just, yeah. The further closer to Columbus you get, apparently the oxygen gets thinner, but I don't know what to think it is, but we did. I was really pleased at how it all worked out, and we should be very proud that we were able to get that service out there.
Appreciate you finding it and, working, through that. That was,
Yeah.
good effort.
Any other questions, just let me know, or don't be afraid to give me a call at the office.
good job.
Again, thank you. Again, I will send out a final report of the stuff I sent you yesterday, which is, that's what I use to keep track of it, because if I'm not watching it, it gets away from me, so. Any questions, just let me know. You know where my office is at.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Have a
I'm
good
going
one.
to shuffle out of here.
Yeah, let's get a picture.
You wanna
Oh, wait, do a picture? I've kind of come to suspect that you guys do these pictures, just, they put me in there to make them look good.
That's Bill up
We
here.
actually have a makeup room over there. Where I go in and it's,
Touch up,
doesn't
I
help
understand,
anything,
I
yeah.
understand.
The green room,
Yeah. Oh, go, I'm sorry.
Alright, Gary, look this way and smile.
It's easy to smile today.
All right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you. Left hand, that
Okay.
shake it left.
There you go, yeah.
Good.
Oh, I
Appreciate
found
it.
a phone.
God bless.
That's right.
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, when you get that new banner, why don't you swing it up?
I will, I
Picture.
will.
Yeah.
Again, they talk in generalities. It'll be here in 2 weeks, but.
Figure 2 months.
August.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's quicker than we got our
Yeah.
sheriff's vehicles.
You guys have a good day, thank you.
Thank you.
I believe that's all we have as far as formal
Yep.
agenda. Commissioner reports. I'm gonna go first. So in June 23rd, 1916, Seneca County sent the 8th Regiment, I didn't print it off, from the county to go down for the Mexican border duty to protect our border in history. So we're having fun with our 200th birthday here in the county, and Sherry's looking up some fun facts, but maybe we ought to do that now. I just wanted it was kind of,
Keep going with her, yeah.
yeah, I just wanted to throw
Little history or trivia.
Yeah, there was a big send-off, it says a lot of people, and it was at the courthouse, and we sent our troops down, or our Seneca County reserves down to protect the border. It's crazy. 1916. So, you're up.
Oh, okay. Just gonna be anymore now.
Had to get that in there.
Last Thursday, Barb and I, we met with the CERT team as they start looking at about options and stuff for their building, and had the question stuff, so we kind of been working with them to see what direction you're gonna roll with that. Friday, we ran out to the AT building as they are winding down. We did a walkthrough to see, stuff that was left there and how we wanted to kind of orchestrate that through, and they've worked diligently and hard and got everything moved out. There's a lot of stuff to move, and John and his crew, and we had the sheriff's department and the guys out helping too with it. So good effort on getting that, ready to move on with. So.
Did they move your desk out, Kayla? You still there?
I don't know if there's still a physical desk there.
It's probably gone.
They're gone, right?
They're gone, yeah. No problem.
Mary's desk was the only one that was out there when we were out there, so.
Oh, yeah?
I
Okay.
didn't know if they were gonna do it themselves and break it all down, or if they were just gonna be like, leave it for the county. I don't know.
No, that's when we first
Yeah.
met with them, it's kind of, we
Okay.
decided, we said, take what you want, and then whatever's left, then we'll, because, I mean, a lot of it's all dated and pretty, I mean, as John got alluded to, it wasn't that great, and so.
Big, heavy desk.
Yeah,
Oh,
they were-
no.
yeah, kind of, pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's
Kayla's
fine,
back.
yeah,
I
right.
Throw that
Yeah.
in.
Saturday, I was over to the farmer's market. OSU had a couple presentations they did, and then also Soil and Water did a presentation on H2O, and OSU did several throughout the day there, stuff with it, and left from there, and then went over to the Hedges Boyer Park, had Children and Family First Council, and boy, what a great event that was. They had about 500 people
Yeah.
there, but it was great. Had Tiffin Fire was there, had the police department, sheriff, and just a great people. A lot of vendors set up there for it, and it was a great event, that's for sure.
Sandy Howe does a great job.
She does, yeah, she's really
That's your
good.
committee.
Yep.
She was a good hire.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then we went over to Bascom in that afternoon for the Radio Club Field Day, I should say.
You signed the book?
And, well, actually, they're probably having issues getting locked in and stuff on that, so, right, so we
Yeah.
could, because Mayor Wilkinson was there, and I was there, and trying to, help them get some points stuff on, but, yeah, they was having difficulty that day with getting things lined up with it, so we spent, a couple hours there, everybody's trying to get it, and couldn't get her fired up there to be able to talk and stuff on it, so. And then Tuesday morning had Budget Commission and also the Board of Revision. Wednesday, we met with the judges as they're, moving and changing their probation officers around and some other things with those. Had a great meeting with that, Julie and Barb and the judges, and
I thought they did a good, they were well prepared.
well prepared, very, I think it
It
was
was good.
a good, yes.
So in summary, they're gonna be, might just,
Yeah, so they're gonna be.
Probation's gonna be
Probation's
there.
gonna be, yeah, so
Yeah.
probation's gonna be down on Perry Street there. Back in my day, it used to be the ASCS office, there's the building off to the side there and stuff on it, that, yeah, so down by the
The old,
creek there.
hospice was there.
Hospice and stuff.
But that's where, yeah.
That's where they're gonna
So
have half of the
public
building.
knows where it is.
Yep, so currently they work with Oriana House, so the judges are kind of pulling back into the county and stuff now and, hiring those folks back and then having it down there at Perry Street then, so, yes. Yep, and then showed up last night for the meet and greet with the new superintendent, Jerry, at over to Empire, and that was boy, what a big event that was. There was a lot of people in there that, yeah, it was pretty full in there. And this morning had an interview with WTTF with Anna Hamer. She's with the Senate County Fair and kind of giving updates what's going on at the fair and stuff coming up, so, yeah, brings it to right now.
That was good. Mitch?
Thank you. Last Friday, it's nice to be able to cover two events pretty much at the same time, but went to a chamber ribbon cutting there for the Belmar. They celebrated their 50th anniversary, 50th year in business. So I was excited to see that. Good attendance out there. As Commissioner Frankert alluded, we had a meeting with the judges yesterday to discuss probation services. Then also yesterday at 4 o'clock, we had a meeting for the Bicentennial Committee. There were some ideas brought up from some of our chamber representatives, Marissa and Bryce. They had an idea of possibly updating one of the murals in downtown, doing a Seneca County theme. That would be the mural that is on the side of the Sue Hanson Howard building. So they're going to come back with some ideas or plans for that, but they talked about potentially getting some students involved from some of the local high schools. They've also even discussed, as far as that exterior wall goes, it is brick, but it was interior brick. It wasn't meant to be exterior brick because there was a building torn down, I don't know, probably in the 60s or 70s
Yeah,
that was
so it
attached to
crumbles.
that. Yeah. So there is a 3M material that you can use a heat gun to that actually holds up better, adheres to the brick better, so it might actually help the exterior. So they had some mural ideas, and they also had an idea of doing a
Hourglass.
Hourglass, thank you. They want to do a 7 to 8 foot tall hourglass that could be built here primarily locally. So they're getting some ideas for that, trying to figure out would it go inside, would it go outside, what are the materials it's made out of. But Marissa and Bryce had some good ideas that they've brought to the table, so looking forward to see what they bring back to the next meeting. Also went to the meeting last night for the new Tiffin City School Superintendent, very well attended. Guessing there was probably 100 people in the room, give or take, but really good turnout for that. Showed some support for him, and with the city schools, I know they've been through a lot here the last couple of years, so hopefully they can get some things turned around and get some people united and try to do what we need to do there for the city schools. This morning also had the Downtown Development Committee meeting. Met with some of our downtown people, going over some ideas and stuff like that. Today we have a meeting with Brewer Garrett. Also later today I have a GL Cap audit review meeting. There's a ribbon cutting for AJ's, I believe at 4 o'clock. I'm gonna try to make it to that. Yeah, they've got a really nice new facility there on West Market Street, so I'm happy to wish them well and hopefully they can do well. And tonight there's a presidential debate on TV at 9 o'clock, so tune in and try to figure out which way you're going there, so I'll just put it that way.
That's good.
Anybody's bored, you can come on out, we're gonna have a debate watch in our barn tonight, so anybody looking for something to do, come on over, so, right.
And just a couple things. Friday at 4 was the Heidelberg dedication for their new facility. We all attended Tiffin University. You know, and it's we're talking a $28 million building complex at Heidelberg. And it's not just the gymnasium and the track. It's a classroom, and there's Heidelberg offers a master's in athletic training, and so there'll be a lot of hands-on, but it's going to be open to the public. So I know the Heidelberg students swim and go to the Y, and the public can go to Sour Wine and work out. And Tiffin University is very friendly as well, so it's just a really neat addition to the community. Well attended. That was awesome. We had an EMS meeting last Thursday night that was very productive, very positive. Just the report out is that things are going really well operationally. I see Chief here doing a great job, and just more to come. We just keep getting traction on everything that we're doing. With that, anybody else? We'll go to I get this right, now ready? The county administrator report.
I have a couple of things.
Good.
And to keep on track with the EMS buildings.
Yeah.
We are starting to receive the quotes for the security, the radios, the phones at the new Riggle station. I'm kind of combing over those a little bit. I've gotten a couple, waiting on a few others. Also received the quote for the generator for the new Riggle station. So the Bloomville station, we are still working through that punch list to make sure that everything is done correctly, done well. They did epoxy the floor on Monday. It looks fantastic out there.
I got pictures.
I have those pictures as well, so those
Are
are,
you happy with it? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's-
so those-
I know you wanted it, it's awesome.
Looks awesome.
so it looks fantastic out there, so,
Nice.
I might be taking a trip out there to actually see it in person to, and hopefully, maybe in the next couple of weeks, we'll be able to actually move into the building and, get everything going out there, so, so then on a couple other projects that we have going on, I received the AWAS contract for the airport. Working on getting that reviewed by the prosecutor, so that will be coming to get a resolution to enter into that contract in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, we went to the airport.
Yep, we went to the
Big
airport
survey.
last Friday morning to look at an ODOT survey with Andrew Newman out there to get that submitted because they were looking at, our facility, how big it is. There was a lot of things involved in that survey it kind of is going to help ODOT determine the funding, what's happening with airports with their funding. So we did that on Friday. That was,
Sent it in, so that was a good.
that's
A
done.
good film, hit the button. Sent it, yeah.
Commissioner Franker alluded to the AT building, us going through a walkthrough out there. They're scheduled to be out by Friday, I believe. There is a shed and a covered area out there that we've also looked into taking down. They're just not structurally sound. So, and a few bushes, and there's a tree or two or three out there that are dead. So we're looking into getting those taken down. So might cost us a few bucks, but at least I don't have to insure it, and nothing. So so that's that.
Kayla, if you guys could get those trees down.
Yeah, no way. Thank you.
That's equipment better. Nothing better than one with
Cemetery
95
switched around.
around.
Yes, the cemetery's been fixed.
Have you been out there, cemetery? I haven't either, but it's,
I just talked to John.
yeah, I just thought of it, so it's kind of cool.
I have a meeting out at the dog warden this afternoon, so I
So
might
you could
take a
take-
drive down
just keep
there just to
driving
kind of
back.
see,
Yeah.
just to see what's all happening out there.
Good, it'll turn out good, John?
I say, yeah, it's simple, but it looks nice.
Okay.
Thank you, yeah.
So
good.
I'll take a look out when I go out there. I got a notice from an attorney in Minnesota in regards to the Volunteers of America bond that we have with them. They are requesting or providing us full notice of redemption of their bonds that will occur on July 24th. So I believe the only thing that I need from you gentlemen is a signature of a letter of memorandum that upon redemption and satisfaction of the VOA Rehabilitation Center's project bonds that certain subleased by and between VOA Rehabilitation Centers and the county dated effective July 1st, 2014 will terminate automatically in accordance with its terms. So they are officially giving a 15-day bond payoff. So just need a signature, that way they can.
Derek's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna double check with
Derek's
him. So I'll just have signatures, and if
Okay.
Derek's good with it, I'll just make sure it gets forwarded on once. So I have a phone call into this attorney as well to make sure that we have everything in order.
Good.
I also received a email from Dana Eborg over at Juvenile or Probate Court in regards to the Allen Irie Board. They have a member that her term expired on June 16th. I think I forwarded this email to you guys as well. They're just looking to see if you guys have any recommendations to see who we could appoint to that board, because it's a commissioner, I think the commissioners appoint to that board.
Do we have like a description or like a?
The only thing that she sent
Criteria.
was, I can check with her to see what they're looking for. But if
Okay.
you guys have any thoughts on that, feel free, reach out to her or reach out to me.
Normally, they bring us the candidates.
Correct,
In this case,
correct.
they're
They don't have anybody.
I think that's good.
So, but she's already served two, Heidi Steffi has already served 2 5-year terms, so she's termed out, so we'll have to find somebody.
I
What
didn't
about
realize that was
Dennis
when
May,
they
if
turned
he
out.
would, since we can't get him on mental health.
I mean, am I allowed to do?
I don't know.
Right?
Check on
I would
it.
recommend
Yeah.
if you want to
Board,
check
actually.
that.
Yeah.
It's Allen Irie Board. If you
Oh,
want.
I know people there.
Yeah, so check, see if, I mean,
So, yeah, I would check
Yeah.
with,
Right.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Becky.
Yeah.
Rob.
yeah, see if you could, I mean,
see if it's
Check if you can,
allowable
man.
for you to be on that board and,
Is it an official board of the county or the city?
well, Allen
Or is
Irie's
it
got
election?
its own, but we.
Yeah,
I
I think he'd
we-
be eligible for that.
Yeah,
one.
we-
501c3.
Yeah, it's nonprofit, Shirley, but it's not like the Board of Health, which
Right.
is,
or mental health.
Mental
mental
health, I
health.
think,
Yeah.
so you should be able to,
Yeah, so-
if you're interested, I mean, I just.
Oh, okay.
So-
Yeah.
good people.
Yeah,
quite-
oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been to the
Yeah.
car shows and all that.
You want to get back with us on that?
Oh, sure.
Sure. So there you go.
All right, there we go.
That was a good one.
There we go.
You were
On
quick,
Ju-
next time, you know, last time.
He's gonna start coming to the meetings.
Yeah, right. It costs me $10 for another day. so-
You got $10, just shaking me down.
That was not helpful.
That was a good cause.
Yeah.
Good budget boards.
I think you have to-
I'm not sure what the requirements are,
I
we
think
can
you have
check
to be
into
50,
it.
Well, it might be 50 or
Yeah,
50.
50, I think it's 50, yeah.
Yeah.
So on July 18th,
You got a few years.
I set up some ditch hearings with Sandusky County. So we'll have some ditch hearings at the July 18th meeting. That'll be during our regular meeting, but we'll have a couple of joint ditch assessments for them.
You said that's during our regular.
That's going to be during our regular meeting, correct. I try to schedule it that so that we don't have to have a special meeting. Sometimes it's easier. Sometimes it's not because other counties meet on different days, so, I don't want them to have a special meeting just because, so we'll just do it. It's a 5-minute kind of a thing. And then the other thing, last week, actually Monday, the auditor's office sent out the request for the budgets to be due August the 19th, which is the third Monday of August. So yeah, summer's almost over, so guess I have to put on some better thinking cap to get through budgets for the next year. And I was asked about, at Budget Commission, I asked about when they thought they might certify that revenue so that we could start really working on the budget. They anticipate either the second meeting in September or that first meeting of October. But we'll get
So-
started on that and.
I don't remember in June talking about the budget, so this is a positive. And so far this year, this is
Yeah.
a compliment to you and the electeds, I think. We've been flowing pretty well within our budget. We don't see a lot of requests, we don't see a lot of,
I haven't had a lot of
Which
requests
says to me it's a
for,
pretty good- we
for
did a pretty
a
good
lot
job.
of,
Not a ton
yeah.
of, not a ton of stuff.
And
Right?
and
What do you think?
it's
Putting that
hard
together.
when, people need things and, you can't always say no, but you can't always say yes either. So,
Yeah.
there's that fine line of
so hopefully we're
walking.
getting a little bit better. I see Chief here in the EMS, so that'll be fun. You'll get to be involved in the budget process. We're getting a little more historical data
Yeah,
with the district.
yeah. That's gonna make that one a
That'll
little bit
help.
easier, so,
We're still probably a year away, full year
Yeah.
away from,
yeah.
but that's good.
So
Good report.
that's all I have today.
Anybody want to ask for anything else?
Date, you talk about a meeting next week, or?
Oh, I wanted to do that in old business.
Okay, very good, all right.
So,
So
it
anything
was
else
brought
on the
up.
administrative report?
No, I don't have anything else.
You good? Any questions? Okay. Old business.
okay, so we talked last week about our meeting next week, which would, Thursday is the 4th of July.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have a meeting because obviously the building, the county is closed, but we had also talked about maybe moving a meeting date. It's entirely up to you what the three of you want to do. My preference is it's a short week, so we just skip the meeting next week and just not have a meeting. That's my choice, but it's up to you guys, whatever you guys want to do.
That's what I was thinking, unless we had something.
I don't believe that I have anything, because I
think we're
believe
pretty good
everybody's
shape.
pretty much aware that we were not gonna have a meeting because the 4th actually fell on Thursday.
We've had a little
So-
spell here with the light agenda, but it always evens out.
Yeah,
Something's coming. right?
well, and then I
Yeah.
will tell you, so if we don't
Right.
have that meeting the first week of July, there will be
Yeah.
2 meetings in July, because the last week of July, we won't have a meeting because of the fair.
Yeah, that's good, so.
So,
Play it by ear.
so July might be a little jam-packed with a few extra things, and that first meeting in August might be a little extra because of not having a meeting the week before, but,
And this is a little bit early. And we talked about this before, when I've been just throwing it out there. We used to have a few meetings outside of this room. And maybe someday we could have a meeting in Bloomville at the new EMS station, have a commissioner meeting. And-
I like that idea.
The one year, it was early, 3 or 4 years ago, we went to Bloomville. We actually met in the firehouse there. And then we met at Tiffin University, which was fun. We brought all the students in. We had whoever they brought in, whatever their classes were, we had a meeting. We tried to put, like Judge Schuff does, he has court at Heidelberg. And he sets the docket where it kind of covers a little bit of everything. And then the students come in, and it's kind of neat. But this wouldn't be just for the students, this would be for the public, whether they were coming on, and, you know, maybe you have it at 7 o'clock at night, maybe we don't. But let's just talk about it. But for sure, I'd love to showcase our EMS buildings and everything we're doing in rural America out there. I think it'd be great.
I think it's a good idea to get out and
Yeah, it's early yet, but we'll talk about it. And the EMS board, I think next year would like to rotate quarterly. You know how we always had the meetings third Thursday at the fairgrounds? They would like to, every quarter, move it around. Have one out in Bloomville, one over in New River, one in Bethville, one in Green Springs. Just for all the reasons, let the citizens come, get a little exposure. So that's just a thought. A little easier to move this meeting than it is city council meeting.
Hey.
But anyhow, throw it out there. So is that an official,
yeah, no meeting
No
next week.
meeting.
I mean, if that's the consensus.
Yeah.
any other old business? Got anything, John, you want to add anything? We're good? Okay.
Oh, I did want to bring up that they
Yeah.
started the painting out of the public safety building. They started the
nice.
pressure washing
Yeah.
and stuff like, and they put the slats in the fence out there as well. I did
You ready
want to bring
by
that up
fair
before I forget.
We all ready to go by fair? Painting?
The front of the building will be. They're starting painting today.
Yeah, we got time. It's 3 weeks yet.
It should be.
Yeah.
He says he'll be done,
Okay.
so.
Is John Spar doing something inside with them?
Yes, he's putting up a
Skirting
curtain,
or
he's putting
something?
up a curtain in the
Oh,
garage
that'll look a lot
area.
better.
Should help, yeah.
Yeah, he actually called Tiffin Scenic Studio to do an actual curtain. I believe he asked John to get the piping to put up in the ceiling so that it could be hung,
Yeah, and just have it draped across. It'll look good.
Yeah.
so.
Good.
I talked to John yesterday. We're gonna work it out tomorrow or next week.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there was a point in history, this is for the public, where the commissioners were fairly serious about moving out of that building. And there was a discussion about, maybe we go out by where the sheriff is and build something and ultimately give that building to the fairgrounds or whatever, but that's changed. We're putting money in it, it's showcased, everybody can use it out there. We've got a great relationship with the Fair Board. I know Commissioner Frankett's out there, we're working together. It's now world headquarters for EMS, if we think about it. It's at Seneca County, our headquarters, we have training, so that building has kind of done a 360, John. We were like maybe tearing it down or something at one point, but
Remember those talks?
so I really like the direction we're going, and we're also looking at putting some technology in there, into our training room, taking that up a couple notches, and we could actually have various county meetings out there with technology that's needed in modern day to do various training, Zoom calls, et cetera. So that's a compliment. So I just want to clarify any conflicting reports. I mean, we're there, we're all in. For sure for a while. So good, very good. New business.
Okay. I have a few supplemental appropriations. From general fund, I have salary sewer district administration of $21,309.50, Medicare for $362.50, and PERS for $3,528. This is all for the, this is be the yearly sewer district administration fee for the auditor's office. It was a reallocation so that they, and this is based off of what they've collected January through June collection. So she just kind of took an average and then expanded over 12 months. So this will be the one and only. There will be a true up come the end of the year. But at this point, I think it's going to be roughly.
So go in the auditor's line.
Yeah, these will go into the auditor's line, and it will be. She's estimated $25,200 for the administration fee minus the fee for the software, which I believe is roughly $18,000. So. But that is the remaining amount that would be left after that payment is made out of her 8% administration fee. And then the other supplemental from general fund is for the inmate psychotropic medication for $6,814. Obviously, this would be for the sheriff's office. American Rescue Plan Fund, $13,979.22 for equipment. This is to provide a server to the prosecutor for a new records keeping software. His server is not capable of including this. When he puts the software on, it's not capable of including it, so we have to get a different, another server for him. And then I have the General Special Projects Fund, their contract service line of $1,890 to pay the Pivot attorney, and then the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Grant Fund for contract services of $61,346.24. This was to be paid to Oriana House for Pivot services.
So move.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Just a comment from you, good job with working with the prosecutor and with Julie and getting this all set up. And,
Thank you.
It's great, yeah, good job.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Commissioner Frankert?
Yes.
Commissioner Scheff?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes.
Okay, the other thing that I have, I had a request for a resolution for the Community Development Block Grant, or CDBG, how we always talk, in a revolving loan fund agreement, administration agreement. I did not put it on the agenda as an actual resolution because I was working to get a little bit additional information. But the purpose of this agreement is to maintain adequate program oversight and ensure that communities understand and adhere to the terms of the agreement in conjunction with administrating the revolving loan program. And failure to execute this agreement may result in the recapture of revolving loan fund dollars. So it's a 3-year agreement. According to the state, it began January 1 of 2024, so it would be retroactive, and it would end on December 31st of 26. The language in the agreement cannot be modified, so we have to sign it as is. So if there's ever any changes to
Coming from the
it,
state.
we would have to request an amendment to it. But I just want to make you aware, CDBG and revolving loan are two separate things. But you can use revolving loan funds for CDBG eligible projects as a match, but there's no payback. So the money, if we decide that, yes, we want to help someone with a match on a program, we cannot require them to pay it back to us. So, and currently, there is approximately $125,000 in cash in that revolving loan fund. So, I didn't put it on because I wanted a little bit more information for myself. So if you guys choose, we can approve a resolution today to, get the agreement to the state. It's due to the state by August the 2nd.
Who do we have administering that? Is it FEDC or regional planning?
Right now, it is regional planning. That is their job, so,
Yeah, so when I first was made aware of this has been floating around for a week or so, right? Yeah, I was confused
I was too.
because
I
it was,
too.
I understand it better and I'm good with signing it, but I wanted to make comment for the public.
Sure.
So the public understands it. Because I didn't know this, it took me a little digging to put this all together. But throughout the state has they give out grants, they give out revolving loan money. And then as you pay it back, it goes into this account, and they want you to redeploy the grant money back out and keep it going. That's the purpose of revolving loan money. Well, the state went through and purged all these account balances and realized that there was a lot of money held in accounts for years and people weren't using it. And this is a good example of this. This $120,000 has been in regional planning for a long time. We went back to Paul Harrison when he ran it, and you just can't find paperwork, and he thinks it was a grant that was way back, and so what the state's trying to do, and I didn't realize it, but this makes sense. They're adding this feature to the CDBG agreement, and basically they want to give out this grant money, but they want all these entities to take a little bit of that money and start using it, kind of creating a little bit of a match to help redeploy that money back out, which it was really intended for. So either people are forgetting about it, or they're hoarding the money, or whatever, something's happening. So I think that's what's happening. And that's how I've been explained to it. Go ahead.
So there's $125,000 there. Is that for the revolving loan
Yes.
fund?
Yes.
Okay.
And CDBG has its own separate fund within the county.
Yeah.
But we can't, but there could be a possibility of using that 125 for a CDBG project.
So that's why the state's putting that in there. They're
Because you
putting
never
some
could do it
meat-
before.
Yeah, they're
The
putting some
CDBG, I think they only
teeth-
let you carry it over so many years though, right?
I believe so, CDBG, it can only be carried over
Well,
for
I
so many
think
years.
that's a good point. I think that's, now that we're gonna sign this,
Right,
they're gonna be able to look at that
3 years to.
revolving loan money, and as they award
Yeah.
grants, they're going to be requiring some,
yeah, they
So it
may
makes
come back
sense.
and say, you have to use a percentage of what you have in order for that, for.
And I think that's why they probably have the 3-year agreement.
think
to
so.
kinda get you
I think so.
notice to do
Everybody-
something
yeah.
with it.
So-
So does regional planning come to us with a proposal or how to spend the money? Because it
Yes.
has to go to low income.
Yes, so CDBG, so what
well,
would
it has to
happen
be
is,
CDBG qualified.
yeah, so.
And then they can.
that-
LMI.
Yeah, that whole process.
Hey, jail cap.
That whole process with CDBG requires public hearings and applications, and then
I
it's
think-
brought to the commissioners for approval. And I think there was a question last year about wanting to use some revolving loan money for a project, and we were like, you can't do that. Well, apparently now you can. So I just wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page and got information. That's why I didn't actually put the resolution on the agenda.
I think we could have used it last year. I think it was, we could. I think the question was, how much would we use?
Correct.
You know, I think
Correct.
that's where there was a little bit of
Because of the
confusion.
match with it though, that's money gone at, you know. if you
Yeah.
have- You
So if
get 10 projects at 10,000.
but if you, yeah, if you get somebody that comes and says, hey, I need to buy a piece of equipment, and based on the revolving loan fund regulations, I believe it has to be a piece of equipment, and they have to be able to employ a certain number of people based on the dollar amount, and then, you know, so they're, you know, they're
Just
trying to do, they're trying to
depends.
do job retention and, you know, industry, helping industry evolve, and, you know, so.
Grow and expand.
Yeah, so, I mean,
I'm good with it. I think we should just, I'm okay with getting it off your plate, right?
okay.
Because we've
So
been,
moved to accept the
I
resolution.
mean, you did a good job. I asked you a zillion questions.
You didn't make it a resolution yet, did you?
I did,
Yep.
I did.
Yeah.
I
And,
actually have the resolution ready to go. I
This is
just
kind of a
wanted to make
formality. This is
sure
the
that, you
state
know, we had a
saying we
discussion
need to do
before
this.
I actually read the resolution, so I can read that. The resolution is entering into an administrative agreement for the Seneca County Economic Development Revolving Loan Fund and authorizing Anthony Paradiso as president of the Board of Seneca County Commissioners to sign on behalf of the board for the period of January 1, 2024 to December 31st, 2026.
So move.
Second.
Okay. Well, is there any more discussion on this thing? Are we good? Okay, roll call?
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes. Good.
Okay. Okay,
Next.
now back on to regular resolutions. Authorizing the expenditure of non-general fund for for interest unable to be removed from the Seneca County Engineers credit card. This is in an amount of $5.87, and I have spoken with the engineer's office. They use Old Fort Banking Company for their credit card. And I have spoken with them about maybe establishing what everybody else in the county uses as US Bank. And US Bank does not penalize us for any late charges or interest or anything like that. So there has been a discussion with them, and I will again have another discussion with them about this, and maybe see if we can't get them set up to have a US Bank card instead of
Just for tracking.
just for tracking purposes, and it stops us having to do this every few months, so,
That'd be competitive.
yeah.
Motion to approve the resolution?
I'll second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes.
Authorizing a 2024-2025 technical specialized consulting agreement with Local Government Services LLC on behalf of the Seneca County Auditor's Office, effective July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025.
Make a motion, we approve this?
I'll second.
I can give you a little
Yeah,
bit of
what's
background
a
on
little-
this.
Discussion?
This is basically, the auditor's office hires her own legal counsel in regards to local government, services for local governments. That's basically what it is.
Okay. First and a second, any more discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes.
Last resolution I have is setting time, date, and place to receive sealed bids for the City of Fostoria ADA compliance and site upgrades project. This is for a CDBG project year 2024. And the bid opening would be August 1st at 10 a.m. here at the Commissioner's office.
Motion to approve the resolution?
Second.
Got a little discussion, this whole revolving loan thing was discussed last year based on this application. And this is a cool project, so the City of Fostoria Municipal Building, this is a $120-some thousand project. They're gonna make that all handicap accessible, so it's gonna all be new and really a nice addition to that building. So I think it's money well spent, and then the city ended up putting in the match versus the match coming out of this fund we've been
Correct.
talking about.
Correct.
So, but it's kind of nice to see this come to fruition, and I'm happy for the City of Fostoria and the residents over there for this is
Yeah.
a big deal to get this done.
Mm-hmm.
So, roll call.
Commissioner Freichtert?
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. And one more thing, so we're, time for public comment. Anyone? I'm gonna call on Chris Hafley, Chief Hafley, to give us an update on EMS. You can sit there if you want, it's fine. What's an update?
The stations, the EMS stations, I was just out in Bloomville this morning, Station 4. The floor looks very, very, very good. I mean, it's top notch. Station still has some things that has to get done yet, and the telephones, extra telephones, and some other things that I guess might be back ordered, the hood and things like that. But I'm kind of looking at next week, that station that we go in with the crews and maybe start getting the floors cleaned up a little bit better, and then moving beds in and our furniture and things in like that. New Riggle has, I was out there yesterday, and they have probably 3/4 of the walls up in the building. So we're just gonna need to stay on top of that and make sure that they're doing the corrections that we need.
Correct.
And everything, so, that's coming along good. I've had a lot of conversations with our medical, Zoll, which is our monitors, our CPR devices, and our ventilators, on how we can maybe save money in the future. With Zoll, and then we met with our supplier, Boundtree, which is working with us and trying to get us an idea how we can save money on supplies and track our supplies, so we can get a better handle on the cost.
Was he the guy that was there that
Yes.
one day?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I liked him.
We-
That's a different software scenario and everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we worked with,
Good.
we bought into PS Tracks, which we're quickly finding out
It's not working.
not gonna work. The good thing on the contract, I read the contract the other day with Lynn, and after 365 days, as long as we submit to them that we don't want to use the system, within 30 days after that, we can get all our money back.
Oh,
So roughly $6,000.
that's nice.
And then Boundtree is working with us to get us into this other program that, as our supply costs goes up, we get a rebate at the end of the year, which will decrease the amount of money that we're paying for this software tracking system through Boundtree, which is kind of cool because our guys, when they type in a patient care report, they use a narcotic, they use a drug, or whatever they use, once it goes into that system, it automatically pulls out of our inventory, computer-wise. So the tracking is really fantastic on it, so we're waiting on quotes on that. I have a brand-new ambulance dealer coming in today and tomorrow to show me there. Because it's been Burgess, where we buy an ambulance from.
Yeah.
I know a gentleman here's talking about 2 weeks for his van. We're talking 30 months. For an ambulance.
So we are going to get into that position where we're gonna have to order one, and for 2.5 years from now, you know, kind of thing.
So
Okay.
my goal is try to keep them all the same,
Okay.
as long as they.
I went down
There's a lot
there.
more sense.
Actually, Don and I went down there and I got the whole history of it and toured it. It was pretty good experience.
So we've been
Um,
busy.
A quick thought that came up, so we are looking at a possible grand opening, ribbon cutting in September. But we have a flagpole right there on 224. We talked about this last Thursday, that maybe we could get you've been through this many times, some military organization to come out and do a formal flag ceremony. Obviously, the county would come out, but we might want to look at Bloomville, Republic, and Attica, get those guys out, and then that would be a separate thing. So you would just set that up, and we could do it on a Thursday. You know, maybe you guys could come in a little early and have the board there and just do a flag ceremony and then save the big, open house. I don't know, it's up to you, but that's kind of, it came up and I told them.
Okay.
Anybody could come that wanted
Say the
to.
same time as the open house or
There'll be a couple
Separate.
before
Separate.
that. Yeah, because when we open, we want to put a flag.
We want to put a flag up.
And so, I mean, we could fly a flag for a couple of weeks, but normally you have that formal flag dedication, flagpole dedication,
They also have another thing,
Um,
it's mostly fire departments, but I have seen EMS services do it where they actually push the vehicle into the station. Yeah, station,
Yeah.
get out to push it into the station. Kind of goes back on the history of the fire service, basically was pushing their wagon into the station.
Yeah, we went to Tiffin. did that.
Tiffin,
Rob did
yeah,
that
when we
last
got
year.
their new-
Yeah, we did that last year.
Okay, yes.
That's a good idea.
yes, And you did it.
It's just kind of put some pride.
But I think that would be on you. You just set that up and we'll all make it work, based on, because we're going to be in there operating. We'll do the ribbon cutting thing in September.
Yeah, so probably out there,
I
the
think
next
it's
thing would be the carpeting and the training.
Okay.
I'll have to call him, see if it came in yet.
Okay.
So,
It's kind of exciting. Yeah.
the floors, I'll show you pictures afterwards. I got some pictures from this morning. It looks really good.
Going to be a lot of thank yous as we go along, but as it turns out, you ready for this? The Bloomville Fire Department bought another fire truck. And I think it came, right? It's here?
Yeah.
We have our EMS vehicle in their bay, and they just got a truck, they brought it back.
Yeah.
So here, if you just imagine being the Bloomville and the fire chief, county EMS vehicle's in there. We've got a camper set right next to it, taking up their parking lot for a year. So they're working with us, but we need to get out of there. And I just want to, they've been really good to work with. And so we're in a little bit of a, red zone kind of thing. It's coming together.
Yeah, and some other things we're looking at is those departments require their guys to go through CPR. And we have 5 or 6 EMS providers out in Seneca County that can teach CPR. We have the equipment now, we can go out and teach those departments.
So, yeah,
For free,
Franklin County
basically.
EMS would be teaching volunteer fire department, keeping them certified. That's an awesome service we could, that's great, that's a great idea, so I'm gonna be the same then. Anything else, Barb, on EMS, you guys? Good, Sherry? Okay. Adam? Yes, sir.
Couple quick things. You may have seen, Neil did a great write-up on it in the AT. Project Tucker, which is a new entrepreneurial opportunity clearinghouse listing, went out on Monday. That is $135,000 that the owner is asking for a heavy delivery business and its associated assets. Anyone who's interested in that opportunity, it's a rural Seneca County business, is able to reach out to me in my office or on my email. I can run you through that process and then forward that person on to the business owner to see if that would be a good fit for them. Additionally, I just want to bring up that Seneca County Common Ground, you did bring up CDBG, is using some of their CDBG funds that they have received through the city of Tiffin to host a little bit of programming in the Tiffin Community Kitchen pilot space on 45 South Washington. That is going to be teaching folks how to use their SNAP benefits, the new senior farmers market nutrition program coupons, which have moved to an app for some unknown reason, because that is obviously how many people, or elderly seniors, interact with coupons for things. So let's move it to an app. Sure. why not?
I'm glad you said that. Coming from a young guy, you do understand what it's like
Yeah, just stop
to
putting
be
it
in
on
our
apps.
position.
Stop, we don't need an app for everything, guys. But yeah, so that programming will be hosted at the Tiffin Community Kitchen on July 2nd at 4 PM. And if you do not qualify for the CDBG funded programming, there's a second bit of programming for that training on July 9th at 4 PM at the Ohio Farm Bureau, or Seneca County Farm Bureau. If you are interested in that programming, you can contact me, again, on my office line or via email, and I can walk you through that process to see which program we can get you into, and help you learn how to use those benefits. A lot of people don't realize that we offer at the farmer's market here in Tiffin the ability to use nutritional assistance programs. And that really helps our local farmers, our local agricultural producers get rather than going to Kroger and picking up whatever, you can get fresh food and fresh fruits, vegetables, proteins here from our local economy. So just thought that might be of interest to you all.
Is there an app to get hold of you yet, Adam? or-
I am what you may call a bit of a Luddite. I don't know how to develop an app.
You know, the community kitchen, the block's coming up, and it really looks starting to take shape.
Yeah, they've got the.
Yeah.
at least the
You see that,
exterior walls.
Caleb?
It's
It looks
beautiful.
pretty,
It's
yeah.
really cool.
All right. Anybody else?
You can hear your phone ringing in your.
My phone's ringing.
There we
I have it on silent, but I have hearing aids, so we have that in common. Oh, yeah, good. Anybody else? Okay, so.
We'll meet on the 11th.
Yep, so next meeting will be the 11th. Anything else? Okay, meeting is
July
adjourned.
34th.
Thank you.